Welcome to the channel and to my very first vlog where the warden and I and the soon-to-be 12-year-old headed off from our home in the Langebaan country estate, the west coast of South Africa, headed all the way over to the winelands of Boschendal and to Cottage 1685. Boschendal is known for lots of wines and so on, just like in the Franschhoek area. First stop was the Spice Route and the Cape Brewing Company on our way to Franschhoek, where we had some tastings of the CBC brand Pilsner Pale Ale and a whole lot, some Washington-based hops out of America to help with the Pale Ale taste and whatnot else. Had a fantastic taste in there. Thank you so much to Cindy, who accommodated me and gave me a great history lesson on the brewing techniques, the different hops, and the flavors to expect from each tasting. Overlooking the vineyards of the Spice Route and 36 degrees in the shade, around about 41 degrees in the sun. It was absolutely piping hot, and of course we had to do a little bit of gin tasting for the warden and go to La Grapperia for some pizza and ice cold beer. Pizzas were fire-based, wood-based pizzas. Absolutely fantastic, beautiful flavors. All around, just really good experience. The Spice Route on the way to Boschendal, and here we are in a nice time lapse heading to our destination, which will be Boschendal Farm Stall, to collect some goodies and then make our way to the actual cottage that we're going to be staying at, founded in 1685. Here we are arriving at Boschendal. Gonna get into the farm stall and have ourselves a little look around and buy some goodies. We were there for a couple of minutes. The heat was just absolutely tremendous, and then we decided to head off to Cottage 1685 on a beautiful long drive all the way up to the top of the bottom of the mountainside. As you can see, clearly farmland area, and lots of little bit of tractors about, and traffic and animals and wildlife and whatnot, like peacocks, cows, little pigs, and so on. And here it is, Cottage 1685. And we were thankfully upgraded. Thank you so much to Boschendal for getting us a wonderful upgrade, something that the warden was a little bit hesitant about, but as you'll soon see, it was absolutely fantastic. To the side of the cottage, this outdoor seated area under some massive big trees. Absolutely fantastic, nice and cool in the shade. The local wildlife being peacocks. There's a peacock farm behind Cottage 1685. But the pathway to heaven, as we called it, a wonderful pool area where we could go in and cool down from the sweltering summer heat. The cottage came with a wonderful, wide, long stoop area that you could sit down, relax, leading into either side, breakfast outside, inside, or at the back of the cottage. As I say, founded in 1685, it's very old decor, but it is wonderfully decorated and chilled out. All the mod cons, wonderful aircon that is super quiet but super cool. Indoor seated area for a whole bunch of people to relax and have a good dinner. All your mod cons, gas stoves, fridges and whatnot. But to our biggest surprise was the fact that the accommodation actually came with a butler, Max. I don't like to call him a butler, but he certainly made sure that our holiday was very relaxing and most enjoyable. Seating outside as well, al fresco, I guess. Wonderfully cool area outside at the back of the house. Very, very remote, very, very quiet. Just absolutely fantastic setting looking up towards the mountains. Then we get straight into the bedrooms. The secondary bedroom, two beds shoved together basically. This is where the warden and I eventually ended up. A lot more chilled out room, very relaxing, and the 11-year-old got the 4-poster bed as every princess should. And as we end our first day, which is usually always traveling to our destination, it was sunset time, a little bit of drinks, a little something to eat, but mostly just enjoying the absolute tranquility, peace and quiet of the area around us. And day 2 saw us relaxing on the stoop, and then being carted in for some absolutely wonderful breakfast made by the chef and hosted by Max. We had some wonderful sausages, bacon, and of course the obligatory caffeine mix, followed by a wonderful little show from the local farmers using a helicopter to crop spray the small farmland area surrounding us. That was a wonderful sight to see. Our next stop was to go do a little bit of wine tasting for the warden to get her fix in. But it was, of course, we had to have a little bit of bubblies, didn't we? Being on holiday, these are one of the things you gotta do. Wonderful gardens lined on the pathway to the oyster bar and champagne tasting. Yes, it had to be done. Our next stop saw us heading to Rickety Bridge, where we enjoyed ourselves a wine tasting and ended up at a restaurant called Paulina's, where basically we sat at the chef's table and had an absolutely amazing chef selection. And of course the obligatory wine pairing with each tasting menu. At the end of the day, we headed on down to the Boschendal farm shop and restaurant once again, had ourselves an absolute wonderful chocolate and wine pairing. Well, good morning everybody. It is day 3, second to last day tomorrow. We kind of leave and head back home and stuff. Today, it is another glorious day. About 7 a.m. in the morning. Sun is shining nice and clear, slight breeze. Time to get the double espresso on the go. And a little wine tasting after a nice big breakfast, no doubt. That our butler Max is going to sort out for us. Looking forward to that very, very much. Our own chef as well. And then we're going to head into town and go do some wine tasting for the warden. And then we had Hey Joe's, the local brewery here, for beer. And I'm looking forward to that very, very much. See you all then. It was indeed an absolute sumptuous breakfast. Charcuterie, brie cheese, muffins, pastiche de nata, and a whole lot. Ended off with a very, very tasty pastiche de nata and a wonderful cup of coffee prepared by Max outside on the stoop, relaxing before heading out to Allée Bleue for some wine tasting, and of course a Hey Joe. And here we are at Hey Joe, a local brewing company that do a Belgian style ales, like the blonde Belgian lager. There's a cherry beer. If you like your Belgian ales, this is definitely the place to come to. Wonderful setting outdoors, sit under a canopy of trees, a relaxation. However, we found it in the heat, it was a bit much. So we did head indoors after our beer tasting, as you can see here, and had ourselves a nice ice cold farmhouse ale, which I eventually bought a couple of beers to take home with me. But wonderful experience, absolutely amazing food, and all round jolly good time. Is there not a better way to end the holiday than jumping in an ice cold pool? 40 degrees. Oh boy, it was much needed. That was the end of our last day, and the following morning we headed down to the Boschendal restaurant, Werf restaurant, where we had a wonderful cappuccino and a smallish breakfast. I opted for the eggs on some toast with some bacon, and the warden had eggs hollandaise on bacon as well, which was absolutely fantastic. Very scrumptious, very delicious. And of course, it was then time to go home.
Large bills sweating from the inside, pink sheets talking me to sleep, deep side strings screaming from the trees, begging me for something to eat. Yeah, I know I've been lazy for so long, at least I am mid-disease. Rosebuds lick at the dawn.
Well, thank you everybody for watching this little vlog. If you like what you see, please consider hitting subscribe. It helps with the channel's algorithm. And if we ever go on a little journey, a little holiday again, we'll certainly film it and do another vlog for you all. Let me know in the comments below. Cheers everybody.